mic.
To pass judgment on thigh, I talk to the wall by and by. Who am I? I am the guru of the seas. That's who is I.
Who the hell do you think you are, trying to be on Facebook and YouTube and operate computers and do technological things at your age? Who do you think you are? Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Tuesday Live with Tom Drake, the Tom Drake Daily Cruise. And you know what it is. You can see the banner. You heard that on-hold music. Doesn't that remind you like when you're just waiting online, you're waiting online on the phone forever? It's all working? Okay, that's it, because today's the last day. I just turned to the wife and I go, I can't keep going. I can't. Right now, I know I have emails to answer and things to do. So anyway, enjoy the last of this. Drop back and punt, Tommy. Smart move. It's not over. It's not over in my mind. Over here in this side over here, I see a Saturday, 1 hour Saturday live show. That's what I see. Not the Daily Show. Part of the reason is there is some duplication involved. Things I talked about at 6 o'clock this morning, I want to revisit, because since I did that podcast, the audio version, I really wanted to expand and extrapolate, and things would aid in it. And also, I can't see myself. I can right now. I look down now. I look very old and very white, and that's. I'm going to come back on Saturday with a new face. I don't know how. We're going to take care of it. Anyway, welcome. I do this in the audio podcast. If you're just stumbling upon this today, I always ask people to say prayers for the men and women, the boys and girls of the military, because they're out there on the front lines, and they signed up for it, and they agreed to it, and they're just doing it. There isn't anybody deserting. There isn't anybody running to Canada. There isn't anybody listening to Mark Kelly. They're just getting it done. They're quietly defending our country, whether you believe or not believe in what's happening. They believe. They signed up, and they do the job. So take a moment and say a prayer. And I have something. Let's see if this works right away.
Guru, how's it hanging?
It didn't.
The Tunnel to Towers Foundation has announced a powerful nationwide tribute marking the legacy of September 11 attacks. It's called Steel Across America, a coast-to-coast yatra featuring a steel beam recovered from the World Trade Center. Launching May 2nd, 2026, near Ground Zero, the tour will travel more than 10,500 miles, making over 35 stops in 21 states and Washington, D.C., before returning to Ground Zero on September 11th. The 25th anniversary of the attacks. Foundation CEO Frank Siller says the beam symbolizes the strength and unity of the American people, honoring those lost, those still suffering from 9/11-related illnesses, and those who continue to serve. Stops include major landmarks like the Flight 93 National Memorial, Mount Rushmore, and Space Center Houston, as well as MLB stadiums and community locations nationwide. The public will be able to view the steel up close and experience educational exhibits. The tour is also deeply personal, honoring fallen first responders like firefighter Stephen Siller, whose legacy continues to inspire the nation. Steel Across America is a moving reminder of sacrifice, resilience, and the promise to never forget.
So I wanted to run that because I've been following this. I donate $11 a day, $11 a month to Tunnels for Tower. Tunnels to Towers, I should say. It doesn't hurt. It comes out of my credit card. Everyone should do it. They do tremendous work. And this Steel Across America is a brilliant idea, and I'm bringing it up. I want to go, but unfortunately in Florida, it's going to be up the road in a place called Land O'Lakes, Florida, and I will be on the way to Japan, or arriving in Japan at the time. It's in June. But go onto their site, T2T, Tunnels for Towers. Take a look. It's all over across America, and I have the suggestion to, take your teenagers and go find out what it's about, because you know what? If you're a teenager, you have no idea. This is living history. This is important. It's really important, and it can't be forgotten. I remember the time. I remember the day, just like the John F. Kennedy assassination. I remember where Dottie and I were. We were right here in this house with one of those big TVs, that huge, like this kind of TV. And he's no longer with us, so I can tell you, my brother-in-law, he had a hacker friend, and we had a card that went into our DirecTV box that allowed me to get anything. And the minute this began, I switched to the New York channels, New York News, Bill Butel, if I remember back in the day. Maybe Roger Grimsby, I can't remember. Those are names if you're from the Northeast. And we watched it and stunned and shocked, and I still can see it. So, but kids can't see it. Kids don't know about it. It's living history. So take a look, the Tunnels to Tower, and you should give them $11 a month. The stories, I just received a package with the newsletter, and the stories that they can tell you about that they've done for the people are just nothing short of amazing. And they sent me a little pin to wear, and it's $11, people. $11. What is that nowadays? A dozen eggs? Anyway, please do that. And as far as the politics of the Strait of Hormuz and all that other good stuff, it looks like some of the tankers and freighters and bulkers, oh my, are getting through now with our help. I mentioned it, not today on the audio portion, on the morning podcast. The European allies want us to do all the work, and they're blaming. They said, well, you started it. Well, my opinion, necessary. Maybe not everybody agrees with me, but, history, what is it, 47 years? Some stupid amount that this has been going on, that we've been threatened by these people that go number 2 in the desert in a tent, and let's not even go there. Anyway, let me got that off my chest and got that done. Today I did speak some morning podcast about Norwegian Cruise Line and the things they're going through. And we do have something from lovely Eloise. Let me see if it looks good this time.
Good morning, Tom. Bada bing, bada boom. Maybe you should think about this country for your next cruise. Americans often waste their vacation days, but even with just a week off, experts say you can take a meaningful international trip, especially to Italy, which offers huge variety in a short time. What makes Italy special is how culture and daily life blend seamlessly. In the north, Piedmont is known for world-class wine and truffles, with immersive food and wine experiences. For active travelers, the Dolomites offer hiking, wellness retreats, and mountain dining. In the south, experts recommend starting in Naples, then exploring Pompeii, Sorrento, and the Amalfi Coast, including Positano and Capri, ideally in spring for fewer crowds. For a glamorous escape, Portofino offers scenic beauty and relaxation. You can also experience multiple regions via luxury rail, like a journey from Rome to Venice. Other highlights include Florence and the Tuscany countryside, or Puglia, a quieter alternative with rich culture, food, and coastal charm. The key idea, Italy isn't one experience, it's many. With smart planning, even 1 week can feel full, immersive, and unforgettable.
See ya. There are days when I have to go look for stories, and this was one of those, so I go to Travel and Leisure. And Travel and Leisure had a story about this. They asked 6 or 7 pro travel advisors. Again, they forgot about the guru. Where they would, if you had a week off, where should you go? And I differ slightly with this. I love the Baltics: Finland, Sweden, Denmark, Norway, Russia in the old days. I did 6 summers there, sailing out of Dover, England on Norwegian Dream many years ago. Enjoyed every minute of it because you could get off the ship. The infrastructure was spectacular. The history was there. The toilets worked. They had a lot of Italian restaurants. I have simple criteria for me. But we were in Italy, I think it was last summer, before joining a ship in Livorno. Livorno? Yeah, I think so. And we stayed in Tuscany for a couple of days. In fact, I can't go back to Italy yet because I have a parking ticket from Luke or whatever. Lucca. I went down a street in Lucca that you're not allowed to go down if you're not a resident of Italy. And I now have a ticket for like $200, and I just haven't got around to paying it. So I'm not sure if I'll be stopped at the border. I don't think so. But Italy is spectacular, and I just needed a story, and this was a really good story. And Eloise is a wonderful reader, much more better than I am. And we did spend some time in Tuscany and we've been in Florence, and we've been all over Italy. It's spectacular, and it makes me realize that I need to put together a hosted cruise in Italy. When I semi-retired, interesting enough, I mentioned this morning in the audio podcast. My emails were not my emails, my agent's email. I was ignored by Oceania, and that was okay. I mean, I do have opinions sometimes, and maybe someone objects to it, or maybe they don't care. But after 17 years, 18 years really, I was maybe a little miffed. Is that the word? Miffed. I was miffed and spiffed and biffed because it looked like, they throw me to the curb after I said I wasn't retired. And I told this person to her lovely face, I'm not retired, and that still amounted to nothing. Well, that person's now retired. How ironic. That person, the changes at NCL are quite abrupt and brisk, quick, fast, like a honeymoon night, over before you know it. They literally call the person on the phone and say, oh, I'm sorry, your job is eliminated. Now, this has nothing to do with the shipboard product. The shipboard product is fine. And, I mentioned it this morning, I get emails, how can you sell Oceania when I still think it's a great product. I see it different than you do. Compared to the market, I don't think the small ships are luxury, but that's fine. Compared to the market, I think it's a very, very good product. And it's the external things, decision makers, they come and they go. This one came, this one went, and another one will come in. And it's unfortunate for that person, but it's also unfortunate for every guest entertainer, because now you have to prove yourself to the new people. And the new people, they think we should go in another direction. We should have a juggler with one arm. No one's ever had that before, or things to that effect. And I meant to play this one, and I played that one. So let's play this one, my good friend Brooks.
Tom, this could be more money in your other pocket. Oceania is doing away with the non-commissionable portion of cruise fares, NCFs, for all cruises going on sale for the first time. It's a change that Oceania promises will be permanent. In about 2 weeks, Oceania plans to launch sales for the Oceania Aurelia, the new name for the Oceania Nautica, once it completes a major refurbishment in late 2027. Those will be the first cruises that will be free of NCFs. The next wave of NCF-free cruises will be Oceania's 2028 summer season, followed by the 2028-29 winter season. Oceania is now the second Norwegian Cruise Line Holdings brand to eliminate NCFs after Norwegian Cruise Line did so in late December. It decided to make the change in anticipation of the 5 new ships to be delivered through 2037, said Oceania Chief Commercial Officer Nathan Hickman. We have a tremendous amount of growth coming, and our travel advisors are a core engine of that growth, he said. Oceania ran a multi-year pilot program in which it waived NCFs for top producing agencies, which gave Oceania the confidence to eliminate NCFs permanently for all advisors, Hickman said. The cruise line began the pilot with the belief that it would drive the shared success on both sides, that the partners who are part of the pilot would see success, and that we would see the incremental lift and demand growth, Hickman said. And that proved out.
Money talks. Bottom line is, you know, I mentioned in the audio, the morning podcast, about Nathan Hickman. When I was in the weeds with Oceania with my big group this previous February, I think it was the end of February, for Dodgers Last Hurrah, I went to Nathan Hickman, and he was able to take care of it. He took care of it. He was first class. And so I would think he's the driving force behind this. Now, this means nothing to the consumer, but it means everything to the travel advisor. It does increase their earnings. It gives them the incentive now. Not everybody does this. Explorer Journey does it. But I will tell you, on the big ones, on the Mega Mothers, I'm dealing with now with Holland America, when they get done, you know, there are fees like the port taxes and all that other stuff. They don't pay commission on that. And there are some fares for my Long Island Cruise Reunion where I think I'm going to owe Holland America money. It is a big difference, and I think it's a great idea. And I think that whoever approved it did the right thing, because they need the travel advisors. They need that. I can say that now, we are the driving force. We are the driving force. You know, all the ads and all the other marketing and all the brochures are great, but at the end of the day, that home-based travel advisor is a huge part of the food chain. They are the people saying, you know what, I do it. I look at Oceania and I look at the rates and I think to myself, all right, this is a value. This is something that I'm comfortable saying to people. I find myself, you know, cruise lines run scared. When the ship isn't full, they run scared and they drop their prices. They're running scared. I find myself, even in the latest promotion for the Long Island cruise, I find myself running scared. I'm trying to find the lowest price for this cruise that we have next February 14th. Now, we have 3 very, very funny comedians. The show is run by Dottie. There's Q&A sessions. There's all kinds of extras coming in. So it shouldn't be price driven. Conversation with Holland America yesterday. They said, you know, you got a hell of a cruise here. Don't try to get it to that cheap. First of all, because what happens is, and I've seen that live, you get a different person. If all they care about is the price, in this case, and I now segue into telling you, we are accepting bookings now for the Long Island Comedy Cruise Reunion. How did it come about? I mentioned it this morning. I'll mention it again. That's another thing I struggle with. I struggle a lot. But then, repeating myself, but then I watched golf on Sunday, and it's the same 4 commercials for 3.5 hours. No variety at all. We have this really, really fun cruise coming up February 14th, value priced. Veranda staterooms on the new Stottendam are $15.49. It's not in front of me. Don't call me out. Maybe it's $15.99. That's a veranda stateroom. That's about 280 square feet balcony. The new Stottendam carries 2,600 guests. It's not a monster. The food has been really upgraded over there. Rudy Soderman has worked hard. The service that I've received from everybody at Holland America has been exceptional. Everybody has been so helpful to me. I'm so happy. They are my value priced line going forward. And $15.49 veranda stateroom. Now, you do pay for your Wi-Fi, your gratuities, your beverages. But for $60 a day more, $60 a day, you'll get Wi-Fi. You'll get gratuities. You will get drinks up to $12. There's a lot of, it's what they do. But you're going to get it's a great value if you do that ahead of time. So that you're still only talking about under $2,000, $1,950 for a balcony cabin, everything included. And you're going to see 3 great headliners, Celebrity Liars Club, which is going to be hilarious. I might be the comedian booked there. If I'm not, I'll be part of this. Although I'm not from Long Island, I could certainly talk like I'm from Long Island. I could put it together. It doesn't really matter. But we'll see how it goes. You can call us at the number, which is not in front of me, 866-UGATS-BABA. Or you can email us. It's 866-723-7874. Or email me at thedrakepodcast@gmail.com, and you can join us for that. It's going to be lots of fun. Now, back to the non-commissioned fairs. It makes a difference. It's a brilliant move on their part. I said earlier, I don't know if John Chitsey is the guy to turn around Norwegian Cruise Line Holdings. Here's what I don't like, and you're going to say, who the hell do you think you are? I'm a guy that worked in this business for 30-plus years. My wife's 38-plus years. There's nothing tremendously wrong with Norwegian Cruise Line Holdings across the board. Not tremendous. I think some people got promoted that shouldn't have been promoted. I think some people got let go that shouldn't have been let go. That happens in every... When I tell somebody that story, they always say the same thing. You should have worked for my company. You should have been... And the reason I'm involved more than any other entertainer is because I was married to a cruise director on the inside for years and years and years. But if you listen to John Chitsey, the world is coming to an end. Now, you can say that to Wall Street if you want to, but you got to shut up the rest of the time. Fix it. If it's internal, fix it. All right? Now, one mistake, I'm going to tell you something I probably shouldn't tell you, but I'm not under contract at the moment. From day one on Oceania, the food and housekeeping has been outsourced to a private company. Right? Now, that costs more, but with more, you get more. With more, you get the best housekeepers. You get some of the great chefs. You get some of the great bar staff. More gets you more, right? Now, a guy like Chitsey might look at that and go, wait a minute. We have all these bartenders and cooks, everybody at Norwegian Cruise Line, they work for us. Why can't we just go get our own chefs and get our own housekeepers? Don't do that, okay? Just raise your prices again. Just clean up your act a little bit. It's shoreside, it's not on the ships. It's adjust the morale. He says the word culture. They all have these stupid hot buttons. I forget what he called it. Culture, schmaltzer, I don't know. They all have to have a PowerPoint presentation. Now, there's a guy making a few million a year, and I'm in my library teaching him what he needs to know. But I have more experience than he does. He might know a balance sheet, and he might know how to talk that talk. You know, they all know how to talk that talk. But the bottom line is he hadn't spent 30 years out there on ships paying attention to it. You pay attention to it when you're on for 4 months at a time. You don't pay attention to it. When I get on other cruise lines, I don't really pay. I will tell you, when I get on Crystal, my partner for luxury cruising, and let me be clear about that too. You know, if I'm talking about Holland America, Princess, or anybody else, if we're hosting luxury cruises on Crystal. That's it. We made the decision. Nobody else. If we're taking a group on, we're taking them on Crystal. Why? Because we know they're going to be thrilled. And I don't need to be sitting around apologizing for anything. We took the group on last September, and they were blown away. And we have a group going with us on New Year's. We have people signed up next year. We have people signed up for the Crystal Grace. They are the luxury line. I think I found my premium line in Holland America, but now I'm interested in Oceania because they dropped the NC. Hey, listen, it's a business, people. It's absolutely a business. It's going to be another short visit today. I was serious about the beginning of this. I have to put it on suspension. I have to. I'm sorry for spinning your wheels, wasting your time, but it's better to drop back and punt today than later on. But, at least I had one show where it opened right and the sound worked. Everything was good, right? And coffee Zambuca, 3 muffins. Stephen Ellie. I did this at 10 in the morning so you can wake up at 7 and have a muffin and listen to this direct. I will be every day at 8 a.m. You can listen to the Tom Drake's Daily Cruise and Travel News Podcast. You won't have to look at me. I do intend to come back with this as a Saturday show, 1 hour long, with the ability to take phone calls. Call it a forum. An ability for us to interact. That's the reason I'm doing this anyway, was for Facebook comments. But it's hard to have Facebook comments when 3 people watched you. Hey, I'm the first one to tell you if it's not working. I'm not going to run and hide. Now, I don't blame people. It didn't start on time, and it didn't have a microphone that worked. Today was beautiful. A good fitting end to this daily operation, which will be coming back pretty soon. Not this week. And part of the reason for that is we have just too many things going on in the travel company, thankfully. But it'll be coming back as a Saturday, 1 hour forum, a chance for us to interact either via telephone or via comment cards or Facebook comments. And I, again, want to thank everybody for listening to me daily and for putting up with me, and also ask you to visit Best at Sea Tours. Take a look at all of our hosted cruises. I've said this before. This is my Jerry Lewis appeal. If you've already been to those destinations, or you're tired of cruising, but your neighbors want to cruise, or your kids want to cruise, we are a full-service travel agency. The wife is quite involved now in the business, and Jimmy's on the travel insurance side. Check out our website. Contact us, and we'll do what we can to make sure you are happy, because that's what we did for 17 years on Oceania, so why should it change now? No music to take it out today. It's a quiet appeal. I'll talk to you later. I'll talk to you in the morning. And listen, if you enjoy the podcast, please tell your friends. If you don't, yeah, you know the answer. Just keep your mouth shut. All right. Have a great day. Talk to you later. Hit the button, moron. Where is